Okay, you can only use what I'm about to tell you if you're just that girl. The next time a guy asks you what they always ask, what are you looking for? I want you to say this. I'm not. I'm more so aligning than looking, but if I see something I want, it wants me too.
What? That don't make no sense.
I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I'm dating the right way for the first time in my life. And what I'm realizing is dating, just like anything, is a skill that you kind of have to develop. So let me tell you what I've learned so far. For starters, check your triggers. These men are not your boyfriend. You cannot be out here getting mad when they're not texting you back fast enough and you check their Instagram story and they're out there partying. I think we forget sometimes that our triggers are ours to manage, not somebody else's standard to live up to. So if you find yourself getting triggered, don't act on it. Just text your second string, which leads me to my next point. You gotta date multiple people, sis. Like,
He belongs to the streets.
it's literally non-negotiable. Reason being, if you're not talking to more than one person, you will get attached to the one person you're talking to. And then your little old feelings gonna be hurt when it don't work out. And honestly, a little healthy competition is a good thing. Now, I'm not saying let them know that there's other dudes in the picture. We're not trying to be childish.
Stop the cap.
But men are not stupid, even though they like to play like they are sometimes. They know that if they ask you to dinner on Friday and you're not free, and they check your story and you ain't posted nothing with the girls, they know you were on a date. And I really feel like we as women kind of get caught up in trying to portray that we're wifey type by not talking to multiple dudes. But baby, trust me, these men ain't got no loyalty to you until they're your boyfriend. And sometimes even after that, they don't. So keep your options open. 3, dating is supposed to be fun. And the second it stops being fun, cut it off. If you're dating somebody and they're not taking you to do the things that you actually enjoy, don't be dating them.
What?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
You ain't got nothing to prove, and trying to be the cool girl is a scam. Also, I don't care what nobody says, you absolutely teach somebody how to treat you. So any issues that you have, nip it in the bud. Now, I'm not saying be crazy, sis. Like, stay within the confines of a casual thing. But if there's something you don't like, maybe about the way he communicates or something like that, address it so you can save yourself the headache later. Oh, and speaking of saving yourself the headache later, resist that urge to tell that man exactly what you want. Because here's the thing. Let's say you are dating somebody and you decide y'all want to get serious. This man could have been putting on a front the whole time just to get you. A lot of the Dusties will mimic what you want for an extended amount of time. So if you get asked, what are you looking for? I want you to respond with, I'm just having fun right now. I'm sure I'll know when I find it. So that way when
Ladies, do not do that. Do not do that. Be straight up, be forward, set your intention from jump and stop wasting your time. If you want something serious and somebody asks you what you're looking for, why on earth would you not tell them that you want something serious? Are you 12?
Come on, man. You don't know better than that as a cool person. Come on, man.
you do find the one, you'll know that he's doing all the things you want him to do because it's in his nature. Also, I could be completely wrong about all this, so don't listen to me. Love you, bye.
I could be wrong about all this, so don't listen to me. I don't know how old these women are. These women, like, you see, they come to the dating market with their hurt and with their pain. And instead of going to sit in their therapist couch, they say things like, oh, men are going to manipulate you and men are going to be playing a game and these dusty and whatever. What if you find a good man? What if you find a man that is looking for a wife? And when he asks you, what do you want? And you're like, I'm just out here to have fun. Then he put you in the she's for the street category. Think about it like that. Strong, independent, most educated. I don't need no man. I got my own. These entrepreneur queens bosses say things like this when it comes to something as simple as maintaining relationship, forming and maintaining relationship. Y'all such queen bosses, but you can't do something as simple that should come human nature to us as forming relationships. Y'all, am I the only one that's just over it?
The ghetto.
When you meet a man, of course he's going to ask you what you're looking for in a relationship. And if I were you, I would tell him, oh, I like good morning texts. I like good night texts. I like it when I get flowers once a week. I admire a guy who tells me every day how beautiful I am. No, stop. Of course you're not going to do that. Because you know what's going to happen. For the next 3 weeks or 1 month, you will get your good morning texts every morning, your good night texts every night. He will tell you every day how beautiful you are, and you'll get your flowers every Friday. Because he wants you to like him. But if you are smart, you're not going to tell him exactly what you want. Let him figure it out by himself. But what you should do, you should give him a little hint. Help him a little bit. Just don't give him the ready package with all the steps to your heart. And this is what I really think you should say. You should say something like, I value a man whose words are aligned with his actions. A man who does what he says that he will do. A man who has old school manners and who is willing to prioritize his relationship. That is what I'm looking for in a relationship. And then you give him the space to show you what kind of man he is.
It's crazy to see these old women with these childish games. Like, who the hell has time for all of this? Just be straight up honest and tell this man what you want and make sure you have good discernment. You see, this is why it's important for our fathers, masculine men, to help us vet on the dating market. Because then we wouldn't have to be playing these dumb games.
I said what I said.
And y'all notice how they always come to the dating market thinking that men are going to screw them over, thinking that men are going to use them. It's because they're projecting. They know that they're using men, so they are assuming that every man they come in contact with is also using them.
When they ask you what you're looking for, my line is, I'll know when I see it. But I know that I'm definitely attracted to a gentleman.
On that topic, I do think when you're dating and someone says, what are you looking for? Don't give an answer like that, like a really vague answer that's like, why don't we get to know each other and then we can work out whether, you know, we're actually going to get on or whether we're for each other. Because if you tell somebody, and I've discovered this, like the specific characteristics of what you're looking for, they will, not everyone, but they will then, you know, be those things magically, especially they can keep it up for a short time. And you're like, oh my God, this is my dream man. No, you've just told them what your dream man is. And now they're pretending to be the dream man. And then that mask will slip and they will reveal themselves. So I think it's really important not to give them the, you know, the handbook to how to, you know, woo you essentially and how to appeal to you.
Stop it. Get some help.
When a man asks what you're looking for, you never tell them. You say, I don't know when I see it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm looking for old-fashioned man. That means somebody who paying. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They're trying to get a checklist to sleep with you. So if you don't give them a checklist, give them something very general. I like an old-fashioned gentleman. That means you got to pay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Pay, take me shopping, impress me, open doors. If you ain't about that, keep it moving. They're looking for the checklist. So give them one. A very broad, general one. Old-fashioned gentleman, period. If they're not old-fashioned gentleman-like, then they won't even pursue the relationship anymore. And you just dodged a bullet.
Get to the chopper! When a man asks you, what are you looking for in a relationship and a man, you never want to tell him exactly what you're looking for. Let me explain why. Hello, my name is Carla and restoring healthy mindset is my thing. Your intuition is telling you, just be honest, tell him. But I'm here to tell you that it's a mistake if you tell him exactly what you're looking for. Why? It encourages for him to be fake, to pretend that he has all the things that you look for in a man until he gets what he wants.
Notice they all say the same thing. It's like none of them stop to think and say, wait, what if I meet a man that's actually genuine? What if I meet a man who's not trying to manipulate me, who's not trying to be fake, but I'm here playing games with him and then I lose my chance?
Use your common sense.
Even Taylor Swift says it in some of her songs, that she literally transforms into the girl that the man wants for a couple of months until she gets what she wants. Same thing with men. So instead, this is what I want you to do. Be vague. Say, I'm looking for a gentleman. That's all you need to say. Because then he will show you what gentleman means to him. And if it's not enough for you, at least you got to see him for who he truly is, not something that you wanted. I'll be going over the most common questions I get on first dates and in dates in general on this live webinar that is going to be coming up June 17th. You will have the opportunity to ask me questions on what to wear, what to say, what not to say, how to respond to questions like this one on a first date, or if not on a first date, in a date. You'll get my immediate response because it'll be a live webinar. Save the date and check it out.
It's crazy that these women are taking advice on how to get a man from women who do not have men.
Oh my God!
Like, make it make sense. What are her credentials?
So let me tell y'all what happened to me earlier today. So me and this guy, we've been talking for a couple of days and things were going good until he asked me the infamous question, what are you looking for in a man? I simply said, nothing. I'm not looking for anything. And of course he says, What do you mean by that? I said, just be yourself. I'll let you know if I like you or not. He said, okay. There's 2 reasons why I do that. Number 1, I refuse to give you the blueprint to pretend to be everything that I want you to be. And number 2, if I tell you what I want, that puts you in a position to become an idol in my life.
What?
Because it'll be like, oh my God, he's literally everything I could have ever asked for. And then I'll start to look to him more than I look to God.
Or don't be an idiot and idolize a man.
Come on, man. You don't know better than that as a cool person. Come on, man.
He'll start to become my everything, which is not right at all. So yeah, I'm not looking for anything because I'm not looking for a man. That's number 1. But also I'm not looking for anything because I want you to show me everything. You can't hide anything if I don't tell you anything.
No, I swear, their logic don't even make any sense. They all say the same thing, and none of them is thinking on a deeper level to say, wait, does this even make sense?
No.
Because if a man asks you what you're looking for, all you gotta do is be straight up honest and give it some time to see if this man is actually about it or not. The same time you will take to see how he treats you or what his definition of a gentleman is the same amount of time it's going to take for him to show if he aligns with what you want. So what really is your point of playing these stupid games? But notice they all say the same thing. They all take it from the same kind of handbook. None of them have an original thought.
That don't make no sense.
What to answer when a man asks you what you're looking for in a relationship? Before I get into it, with love, Bex here, back with some Sicily dating advice. Now, this is a question I'm sure we've all been asked. You go out on a date, you like the guy, really nice guy, and he says, what are you looking for? Now, most of us, including myself, will start, I like this in a man. I like a man who calls me every night. I like a man who texts me in the morning. I like a man who takes me on dates. I like a man who prays with me. I like a man who fasts every month. And just give a big long list. And I've talked about this in one of my other videos, but then that man will do exactly that. And then we take that version of the man that we've told him what to be and we judge him on that. X, 0 score, nil point, because that's not who he really is. Ladies, when these men ask you what you're looking for in a relationship, say, I'll know it when I see it. Don't give him anything. What we need to do is figure out who these men are instead of telling them who we want them to be. Because you know what? When you say, I'll know it when I see it, why am I stuttering? I'll know it when I see it, you haven't given him anything. So the only choice he has left is to be himself and to show you who he really is and to give his real opinions. And once you start to see that, don't just let him talk and then if he says something you don't agree with, kind of go along with it. If he says something you don't agree with, on to the next. And I won't talk about something small like I ate breakfast at 9 and you're not a breakfast person. I'm talking about key fundamental issues like, let's say you're a Christian and he's a Muslim. You know, I think religious values are quite high up in there. And, you know, this is also come from someone who had a Christian mother and a Muslim father. My dad eventually converted, but not to say, like I say, there are exceptions to every rule. But I think in general, anything that's called, like, for example, you don't want kids, he wants kids. That's a cool thing. You can cut that loose after a while. So we really need to stop.
Pause. After a while, why don't you have that conversation in the first or second date so you know, okay, you're not going to waste any more time? That's the thing. These women love to waste their time and other people's time. Men of value don't have time to waste. So they move swift. Feminine women who have value, people in general, who have things to do, who have a life to live, don't have time to be wasting no time. So when you meet on the first, second, or even third dates, and you have certain conversations like, hey, do you want kids? And she's going to sit across from you and talk about, oh, well, I'll tell you when I see it. I'll find out when I see it, like a big idiot.
Come on, man. You don't know better than that as a cool person. Come on, man.
That's going to be wasting time. Conversation that you can have straight up front in the beginning. Like, come on now.
Stop giving these men the cheat code and let them talk and tell us who they are. So when a man asks you what you're looking for in a relationship, ladies, repeat after me.
How on earth telling a man if you want kids or not, giving him a cheat code?
Come on, man. You don't know better than that as a cool person. Come on, man.
Make it make sense, y'all. Somebody, please, who is making sense of this logic, leave it in the comment section, because I just cannot. I cannot.
I will know when I see it, and that you will. So like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule, but for best results, assume it's not you.
I am convinced that a lot of these women don't know what they want. They don't know what to look for in a man. So that's why they have to come on and say these foolishness that does not even make sense. It does not make any logical sense, y'all. I don't get it.
Hey girl, so if you find yourself stumped when a guy is asking you what you're actually looking for, I want you to continue to listen, because oftentimes women will be really specific in their detail, and then you're giving this guy a blueprint of how to actually love you. And for toxic and narcissistic men, they will use that to get you stuck. I actually want you to be very vague and broad and just let them know that you're looking to connect with people, get to know them, and hopefully that will lead to a long-term relationship. It's very present.
Where else in life being vague and broad gets you what you want?
Use your common sense.
Even the Bible talks about being very specific about your acts. Like, where else? What? Give me an example of what else being broad and vague is going to get you your desired results. I tell you, these people makes no sense. And then they'll have Batman like this one come on and co-sign their talking points, and nobody don't sit and say, wait, let us think this through. What if I meet a man that's not a narcissist? What if I meet one of these quote unquote high value men who actually wants to give me what I'm looking for, and then I go fumble the bag because I'm being an idiot because I listen to too much TikTok videos? I don't know about y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear it in my voice. Things like this piss me off. I just hate when people do not use their common sense.
Minded. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because he doesn't deserve to understand everything about you until after date 3. And I know that that might sound like games, but in dating, your job is to observe and to gather data. Dating is data-ing, right? Once he establishes that he's consistent, dependable, emotionally available, this is when we start to get specific about what your wants and what your needs are in a relationship. Otherwise, he doesn't deserve to understand all of that. Not yet, at least.
What? So what is the point even going on a first date with him? But y'all, let's pay attention how these people are super selfish. Because what if the guy is also needing to gather data? So you mean to tell me that only the woman alone should be gathering data? And these simps, I mean, granted, we can tell that this one is a little fish, but simps gets on my nerves the most, because what do you guys get out of telling women that they should come first and they should prioritize themselves and they shouldn't check their man or rate their man or even pay attention to their man need? Even if you're going on a 1, 2, or a 3rd date with this guy, why would you not want to make sure that you both gather enough data so you don't waste any more time?
Man, this is some bullshit.
A lot of men will ask you, well, what are you looking for? Because they want to fill in those blanks to get in the bed faster with you, okay? Without giving anything or giving the least. So that's why men always ask you what you're looking for, so that they can make the list and satisfy everything on the list. Because you may never be satisfied with the type of men you've been meeting. They may not meet your standards. They may not say the right things. They may not do the right things. So they're going to make sure that they do and say all the right things on your list that you give them, because you told them what you're looking for, make you feel and believe whatever it is that they're trying to portray. And then you think, oh my gosh, I found the perfect man. I found my soulmate or whatever. And then they're going to start to, be this perfect person that you never thought was possible. That's when they get you. So you have to always be leery of when people ask you, what are you looking for? Tell them, I'll know when I see it. That way they have to pull every trick out of the hat. And so now they're working for you. You just switched it around. Now they're working for you, and now you're the puppeteer. So you never answer the question what you're looking for, unless, like, if you're a provider, like if you're looking for a provider and you say that, that's when a lot of men will turn around. The ones that are trying to game you, but the ones that really want to provide and be with you will definitely hit that provide. They will provide. So this is a good question to ask in the beginning, or when someone says what you want. What do you want? What are you looking for? Make sure you throw in that provide. That gets rid of all the gamers, all the men who are running game. It gets rid of all of them, unless they got money to play. But now they know you know the game, and then you're playing too. So it weeds out a lot of those guys who are watching those dumb videos on how to sleep with women fast. It weeds all of those out. So what you got to do is always indicate when they ask, what are you looking for? I'm looking for a gentleman who is very nice, respectable, has a good sense of humor, who is generous and wants to spoil the woman that he's with. I also like, to feel provided for and protected in a relationship. So that's going to get rid of them quick, unless they got money to play with. And either way, you're still leaving with money in your pockets.
Those men who are watching videos on how to sleep with a woman fast deserve the women who are saying how to beg a man for money.
Oh my God!
But y'all, I swear to you, these topics be getting on my nerve because I'm like, how can a group of people be this stupid? And then to add insult to injury, they're the ones who are like, we are queens and goddesses and black women deserve everything. But y'all this dumb when it comes to something as simple as dating. Because dating is basically just developing relationships. This is supposed to come easy. 1, 2, 3, ABC, shapes and colors. Look at how kids are in school. Real quick, they can develop relationship. It's supposed to come natural to us as human beings. But a lot of y'all just make it so much more difficult than it needs to be. But y'all queens and goddesses though, y'all leave your thoughts in the comment section. There is literally an ebook on how to ask men for money, y'all. Go check out this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.